Yo,
Can you hear me, brother? Sorry, there's a little bit of a glitch
yeah,
there.
yeah. I think you by mistake clicked something which muted everybody. I can't.
Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It must be one of the co-hosts. Apologies, apologies.
Don't worry.
I think let's Lady of Crypto go first, and then I'll bring you back, brother.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing, amazing. Lady of Crypto, what's your thoughts on the de-risking right now and the people wanting to FOMO into small caps?
I mean, it depends on what level of degen you want to go for. I mean, everybody likes a bit of, to sprinkle in a bit of degen into their life, but but I've taken profit, so I do think buying right now is risky. But again, it depends how risky you want to play it, really.
Okay, are you out of the market? Are you in cash?
No.
Are you in?
Oh, I'm in.
Amazing, amazing. MDX, what's your thoughts, brother? What's your best, not advice, but I think it's time for us to be real as well. We have come off a really strong bear market. The markets aren't going to just recover within 2-3 months. How do they control that urge in them? Like maybe one or two, just to, I think I've allowed myself 2% of my portfolio to go crazy. But what's your thoughts on the small caps and getting to the risk right now? Do you think there's still time for another small little push up, or a bit more gains to be made? What's your thoughts?
I'm really sorry to butt in, guys. I have another call, so I have to go. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's been great to be on, guys. And enjoy the rest of the spaces.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you.
See you later, legend.
See ya. Bye.
I'm not leaving you, brother. I'm staying with you, Sheldon Nation.
No problem. We're gonna chat a few more, and then I'm gonna start pumping in some of the charts and what I think this dip, what I'm buying.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
There's a few more narratives. I want to make money, bro, and I want to speak about I know everyone wants to know about this dip. So I think let's get this out of the way, and then after that, let's jump into some charts. Let's have a look at what's happening. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. I got a call at 7, but I should be all right. Mate, yeah, the thing is altcoins, right? It's when Bitcoin goes flat, people try and catch the trend on alts, and I'm all for that. It's good to see these micro moves. The AI narrative, whatever you want to call it. It's just people. It's just people buying into shit because they're bored with Bitcoin and altcoins and high cap altcoins, and then just catching a trend. It's all good. It's just whoever gets out first wins. Whoever gets in first and out first wins. Most of this stuff is garbage, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if it goes up and you make money, that's what we're here to do as technical analysts, as traders. So I'm all for it. There's a few altcoins I made a load of money in recently because I just like them. I got into them early. They had good fundamentals, so I literally just bought it as an investment, and that was the only. I don't really look to trade altcoins. All these guys who really degen alts, I just look for ones which are low in market cap and just buy them, and then I'll just trade every single day. I'll trade Bitcoin in the high cap altcoins, but the micros are just there to. Why would you trade something with $30 million market cap? Just buy it and wait for a bit and then sell. That's just an investment.
No, I agree. And I think for everyone that's listening now, I think just control it. I think we all have that little bit of degen side in us, which is cool. But I think right now, just understand that the market's always going to respect. You need to respect the market, and things aren't going to just jump off just yet. So let me jump into a few charts here, guys, and let's speak about currently what's happening within this current dump. So what I spoke about earlier on my show, I spoke about Bitcoin at the moment, where I think that the short-term high is basically heading in. And let me tweet this over here, and let me not that, sorry. Here we go. Here we go. So on Bitcoin, I think at the moment that the temporary high is in at the moment. I think there's maybe a little bit more to 25, but I think right now dominance comes down another, couple, 3, 4, 5%. And I think we start getting a catch up within the altcoins and coins that we haven't seen move just yet. So if you have a look at the chart on the top there, I'm basically expecting Bitcoin to just go sideways in this range. And maybe last minute, quick little wick to that 25K. We have this big death cross that they're speaking about in the weekly. It is a lot of resistance. 25,000 is probably a point where we may not pass for a little while. But in that time, I am expecting altcoins to wake up and, to have a catch up. Now, like I was speaking about previously, I do think it's narrative driven. And for me, I'm focusing on what narratives haven't moved just yet. And I spoke about Neo Protocol this morning. And if we have a look, I'm going to tweet the NIA chart now to show you guys. I think NIA is still one of those ones that only just broke last night. That's still going to bring incredible gains. I think it's one that hasn't moved just yet. You can see I'm not going crazy small caps or things like that just yet, but I do think NIA is great. And what happened last night is we got a little bit of crazy, well, I think it was about 24 hours ago, we got this crazy price action, right? Where all of a sudden, I think it was when Powell was speaking or when all of that was happening, where price just went crazy up, crazy down. But what's amazing about those things that happen is they trigger something else. And what it basically did is it basically broke the dominance to the downside, and it ended up releasing L1s, which was crazy. So we needed that little shakeout and we needed that fast movement. And you got to understand something, guys. When Bitcoin is extremely powerful, don't be surprised that dominance is going up, right? But when it is time for altcoins, you're going to need a catalyst for that to happen. So you're either going to need an incredibly fast liquidation dump, or you're going to need a crazy pump that gets rejected. Something big needs to happen to have that shift for money all of a sudden to transfer or to move within the altcoins. And it was crazy how that triggered last night. So I'm actually posting this thing because I think, we've been calling, I called GRT, where we've been calling many of these tokens, and they've done incredibly well. But I think you need to now focus on the narratives that haven't moved just yet, and you need to take profit on the ones that have. And the best way to do that, now I'll quickly post this NIA chart so that you guys have it. It's recently just hit the buy zone, so I'm hoping it does come a little bit lower so you guys can get some of those entries. Let me tweet it here, or let me just get it set up. There we go. So there's the NIA chart over there. So the best way to do it, guys, is I need you to make this very simple. To make money is incredibly easy if you just make it in your head that way. And the best way to look at it right now is the main indicators you need is on the daily chart. You need a 50 and you need a 200-day moving average, and you got a basic trend, right? And any tokens now that have started to break the 50 and break the 20 are the ones that are lifting off. And the ones that are still in that area are still the cheap ones. Now, for me, and I'm going to show you an example, I'm going to show you two charts now. Just give me a second to get them ready. So the next one I can see here is Algo, another L1. Algorand for me has broken, firstly, a very long trend. So you always want to identify a trend and seeing that something's been accumulating for a long period of time. And then what you're looking for is obviously the higher time frame indicators. So I will quickly get this chart ready and get this set up over here. MDX, in the meanwhile, what is your thoughts on NIA? If you had to have a look at your charts over there while I get these up, what are your thoughts on NIA and L1s? Like, if I look at the chart, I feel like they haven't moved yet. I feel like they're still the ones to move. What are your thoughts on that at the moment?
Yeah, technically speaking, I like NIA. It's coming up to its. So basically, here are the prices. I've actually got this nice clean chart I've got up here. So $2.80, I think, was the previous low. You can see it's actually broken down that, some sort of descending formation. It broke down. Now what it's trying to do, it's actually doing a deviation. It's trying to deviate from that price level. So $2.88, I think it is. At the moment, it's not there yet, mate. I think it's at resistance. So for me, it's a sell. I'd probably look to actually, if I was day trading this or intraday, intra-week, intra-month, I'd say on a swing trading or lower time frame basis, not an investment. I'm trying to say is as an investment, it's a completely different story. But as a trader, I'd probably say you're selling this into resistance right now because it's coming up to that decent SR level. If it comes back down, I'd be a buyer at around. I would definitely buy 180. So if it fails here, which I think is probably more likely, looking at some of these things, the momentum looks okay. But to be honest, it's already seen resistance off that level. But if you see 180 as a 100% buy, because then you have a very good risk to reward trade. You have a very good logical support region to buy, and then that if it doesn't hold 180, it's very likely to go much lower. You can put your stop loss into a very logical place. You only lose 1%. So that for me would be a really good trade. If you see 180, I will be a buyer on any level. I don't care what time frame. You just buy the price at 180. Very likely you're going to get a bounce. If you get a bounce, you can move your stop loss into break even. Hey, presto, you're not losing money. Number one rule, don't lose money. Otherwise, you're going to run out of ammunition. You can't fight the freaking Russians in Ukraine without ammo. So you need to have ammunition. And then I would say that to sell now, if it wants to keep, squeezing up, and if you then go down a couple of clicks and you see it keeps making higher lows, you could play a breakout trade at the top. I'm not favorable of that. I'd probably rather just say buy the trend. But I'd say it's probably a sell, wait for 180. That'd be a perfect buy. If it does break above it and hold it as support, then you buy it on a different type of trade. You're buying support, not selling to resistance. Maybe get a flip. But I actually quite like Nia. I'm not a big.
No, I think it's great. I think
I quite like it.
I saw there was some news on it earlier as well, and that's what obviously started the temporary pump. So while we're on it, so for me in general, I'm just looking at the layer ones, and I'm seeing how all of a sudden we're starting to get money flowing to them. And I want to show you guys a big example here. If I look at, let me just get these charts pinned over here. So this is the first one, guys. So if you look currently at GRT, right? And I want to teach you guys a little trick. To make this sort of easy for yourself right now. One thing that Ron did say earlier on the show, if the music's playing dance, you know what I mean? So what I mean by that is the market's moving. So don't be afraid to dip your toes there. Yes, fundamentals play a crucial role. Yeah, don't get into a bunch of horrible stuff and small caps just yet. We're not there, but you have major alts that are making incredible gains right now. And if I had to show you, look at GRT. So GRT is the perfect example. GRT was something that was accumulating in a sideways range for up to 9 to 12 months, right? And then there was just two small indicators that first gave me thoughts on this pump is coming, because we caught this perfectly. We caught this, I think we got 100% on this trade within the last 7 days. And the first one was the trigger of the 50 moving average. Then it gets through the 200-day moving average, and then it breaks the trend. And when that basically happens is all of a sudden I'm seeing liftoff. Once we break all three of those indicators, I'm seeing these coins just rip off really big. Okay, now I want to show you the second option, and then I'm going to get back to my point. Algo. If you look at Algo right now, and there we go. So it's pinned to the top there. If you look at Algo, what has it done first? 50, trend line, and now the 200-day, right? And for me, I've been testing this now just to keep, I believe in simple methods. And I want anyone to understand. I don't want them to think that this is rocket science and things like that. You just got to keep it simple for yourself. And if you keep it simple, a simple strategy, you'll make money in this market. It moves. And these simple indicators are just going to teach you not to FOMO, and they're going to teach you not to, chase pumps. And for example, if you look at the difference now, I'm seeing Algo now looking incredibly strong. And once it's above that 200-day moving average, I'm expecting a strong push. Now that push could go up to, 50% up from here to the next highs. You see those next highs that I've indicated there as resistances. That's where it can get to, but it's pretty simple right now for me in that way. So the way I want you to look at this, I want you to go look at your portfolio, right? And I want you to go through all the tokens, because I do believe we're getting to a stage where you need to start shrinking the amount of tokens. You could have had fun for the last few weeks, amazing, but now it's getting to that point where you start being realistic right now. And if you don't ever work on a take profit strategy or something like that, you're just going to keep being rich and broke for the rest of your trading career. And I don't know about you, I'm done with that in. If your coin is extremely far from the 200-day moving average to the upside, take profits. Okay, and basically look to shift to another coin that is only just breaking 200, or basically has made 200 moving average as the support. So for me, it's very simple. I'll take money from GRT now, and I'll put money from GRT into Algo. Okay, and as long as we're above that 200-day moving average, my stop loss is sitting below that. But what it's going to teach you, it's going to teach you to get out of the coins that are overextended, that have already moved. The ones that have pumped are eventually going to slow down, and it's going to shift to another, other coins, to another narrative or something else like that. So keep it very simple for yourself when it comes to this. That's why Neo Protocol is a big one for me. Algo is a big one for me right now. If I look at Cosmos is another one I'm focusing at the moment. I'm not focused at these big render movements right now, and all these AI tokens and all these ones that have done crazy things. And you can see, as soon as Bitcoin has this little bounce, as what it's currently doing now on the smaller time frames, look how quickly NIA is coming to life. Look how quickly Algo is coming to life. I don't see GRT coming to life that quickly right now. I don't see it's just showing you and teaching you the ways of be smart in this market, but also just do it quite simply. Don't confuse yourself and keep it to the point. So Nia is still one of the bigger ones for me at the moment. Algo is one of the bigger ones too. Thorchain is another big one, and that's the one I posted earlier on my Twitter, which you'll find over there. These are ones that are only breaking the significant ones now. And I still think that the total three, which is the altcoins, no Bitcoin or ETH, still has a way to go to catch up to where the levels emotionally Bitcoin's at. I still think there's more retail money to come. And remember, someone has to lose in order for someone to win. So for me, there's still more dumb money to enter the market so that all the guys that bought the bottoms now and ranged in the areas when there was so much blood in the streets, they need to sell on someone. So for me, it's that we still have some of the altcoins and some of the market still to erupt. But it is time to take profits on the ones that have done crazy things. I can jump into crypto bubbles right now. And if I look at the last month, I can basically see Singularity doing 600%. I can see Aptos doing 270%, Immutable X over 112%, DYDX 120%. For me, it's very simple. I'm taking money out of all of those right now. I'm shifting them for one last pump in the altcoins, and I literally think we have a few days left until we have a proper correction in the market. A few days left, I really do. I think we're at that point now where the altcoins, there's a few, I would be de-risking a lot. I would be getting into smaller amounts, and it all depends on where this next low lands. Wherever this next low lands, then we can make the decision if it's time to get back in. But we still got to put it in our mindset that depression can still come next. They can still shrink this market and completely send it to a point where you just want to quit again. And I don't want to be in 90% of my money again at those points. The market is getting slightly overextended. So make it easy for yourself. And like I said, the 200-day moving average is your friend right now. It will just help you while you still use this year, to learn the TA and learn all these skills to basically use. I see we got Elio Trades here. I see we got Rania too. What's up? Let me get Rania. I need my partner in crime here. Elio, what's happening? I've invited you guys to be speakers. I want to hear what Ron and Elliot has to say. Are we getting to the top? I'm going to ask you guys the exact same question. Are we getting to a point now where we are just, overextended? I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling like they got one more trap under their sleeves, and I think they're really going to make it so juicy where everyone's
25 and then nuke, brother. 25 and then nuke.
25, and the altcoin's still a lot more. There's still many of them that haven't shifted just yet or made any big movements, and I still feel there's more to come with that, create even more FOMO and something like that. And then we get a nice pullback, and I don't think it's going to be a fast nuke. I really don't.
Have you been looking at Stochastic RSI, Sheldon?
No, everything's overextended.
Yeah, except weekly. The only thing is weekly.
Yeah, I'm on a walk with my daughter at the beach, so I'm listening.
Oh, yeah, you're walking. You're keeping healthy.
I'm walking with my daughter on the beach.
Okay, well, I want to update you that the market had a small dip, but Nia's pumping again. So enjoy, my friend.
Sell it, man. Sell it.
How bad?
No, Nia's good. No, there was a small dump, but it just came into supports. And for me, it was the perfect time to get more Nia, because Nia's basically nearly back at those levels again.
No, I'm only holding quality. I'm really only holding quality. I mean, look, I'm holding a little bit of super farm, which is not quality. I'm kidding, Elio. I'm kidding. I see Elio as a listener here. No, I really am only holding quality this time. So, yeah. Don't worry, I'm holding a lot of super farm because I know it's going to rock. I know.
I still have super. I still have a lot of it, actually.
Yeah, I'm holding a big position.
You still got it. Okay, amazing, brother. I hope you're enjoying that. Say again?
There's wind here where I'm walking, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay, cool. No stress. But guys, what I'm basically getting to again is just be aware that we are getting to an overextended market, and just use very simple tools now to help you navigate what hasn't moved just yet to what is or what has moved. I see we got MM. Is MM here? I see he is here, and I actually really want to ask him about the cheat sheets. I really want to ask about that cheat sheet. Do you believe that depression is next? Would love for you to actually jump on and have a say. I can't see you here. I can see it on the computer.
Sheldon.
Yes,
I
sir.
looked at the Wall Street cheat sheet yesterday. And
Yeah.
I compared it to the 2015 cycle and I compared it to the 2019 cycle.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that that Wall Street cheat sheet doesn't add up to those two cycles. Both of those cycles didn't have the same pattern. Actually, I'll show it to you guys tomorrow on Sheldon's show.
So I don't think it's the exact pattern we're looking for. It's more the emotions of it. Like, you know, can you not tell me right now that people still have money?
Yeah,
because they're buying. You know what I mean? And like,
they're deploying it too easily. This comeback was too easy.
No,
that's
it was.
it. I mean,
and the cheat sheet just says that depression is when it goes so long sideways. You always spoke to me about 2018, 2019, that it really sucks the life out of the market. And then we finally have a restart and we start going into the bullish territories again. I think emotionally I agree with it. I don't know if I agree with it with the exact pattern. But I think emotionally I do think we still need a little bit more of a sucking of the market. Oh, Neo Protocol is looking good. Neo's looking really good. Yeah, agreed. Is MM here? Otherwise, all good. Yeah, guys. So for me, I'm just going to mention them again. Neo Protocol. No, is it coming?
I got a bounce, brother, but thanks for having me on, mate.
Cool, my brother. I'm also ending up here. So Neo Protocol, guys. I'll go. These are the ones that are still looking good. Cosmos for me. So I'm shifting to L1s right now. I'm getting out of many of these bigger moves. I'm definitely out of AI. I'm definitely out of the rest of them. Stay safe out there. Reduce the amount of tokens that you got. Trust me, just reduce them. You can always get them. You can always expand at a later point again. But it's time to start playing smart. We've just had a market eruption. There could still be a little bit more. Is he here? MM, I want to know, brother, before we jump in. What are you saying? What's happening with that emotion cheat sheet? Do you believe in it? I saw you put it out there. I saw it got a lot of traction. What do you think about it? Because everyone is tweeting it right now and everyone is speaking about it. And we know when the whole crypto market is looking at one way, you know, it usually does the opposite. Do you agree with it? Do you think that this is a fake pump? This is something that goes up and there's still more blood?
No, I mean, of course, there will be more blood, but I don't believe in it per se in the way that it's now portrayed that, like, from now we will have another very long depression, which is just as long as the previous downtrend we had now for more than a year, right? In general, this cheat sheet, and that's the only thing it's right about, is the correct order of emotions of the retail investors, right? So of course, like, you have greed, then you get the shock and everything, right? This order of emotions, this is correct. But other than that, I don't think you can just overlay it over crypto, over Bitcoin chart and say, hey, from now on we will have a very long period of depression. So I actually afterwards, one day later, I retweeted my post. My post, I don't know, it got like 1.5 million impressions or so. So I retweeted and I said, I actually don't think so, because I do believe that the low is in for Bitcoin, and I still believe that there will be like another big shakeout. Like we always have it actually in every bull market. Every few weeks there is a big correction, and if this is the beginning, the next correction is going to come soon. But that doesn't mean that I don't think the year 2023 will be green. Not like crazy green. I don't think we will see multiple X's on Bitcoin, but maybe a 2X or something. And then altcoins, of course, pop even more. For some people, that might seem like a depression if Bitcoin just goes 100%. But I think it's going to be a friendly year for crypto overall.
No, I agree. And do you agree with the time frames being respected throughout the bull markets? For example, from 2027, the high, to 2018, it was around about 360, or I think it was 396 days that we actually got to the sort of bottom, right? And after that, we basically just had this slow little climb, little shakeout, and basically, you know, went into the bull market. And then what we had in 2021, we had the high, and 396 days later, it's basically indicating January of this year. It showed that Bitcoin starts this slow little road to recovery again. Do you think that, you know, firstly, Bitcoin programmed, many may say, but do you think that it makes sense that this year is a slow grind and recovery from Bitcoin and next year's bull run. Do you think between next year and 2025, the halving, all these sort of things, do you think it's going to continue, following this sort of thing? What's your thoughts on that, the actual cycle?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the saying, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. So I think this is the case, but that doesn't mean we will always have 4-year cycles. That doesn't mean that every bull market is as long as every other bull market, or every bear market is as long as every other one. Actually, the last bear market was significantly longer than the previous one. The previous one went going from January 2018 to, I don't know, November was the low for Bitcoin, or December 2018. So we had like just 11, 12 months of bear market. This time, actually, it was significantly more, right? If you measure from 69,000, it was more. But if you actually measure from 64,000, which was already kind of the top, it was an even longer bear market. So overall, I think, yes, it makes sense that Bitcoin is now slowly consolidating slightly towards the upside, friendly year. And then the biggest parabola should come within the next year, into the halving and then after the halving, just like history rhymes, right? But it's still gonna be like you never know exactly when the bull market ends. The next one can be much longer or much shorter than the previous one. The last one ended basically with the US dollar getting stronger, interest rates going higher, right? Like these things actually also helped the bull market to end already at 69. And previously in 2017, it was the CME futures coming out, right? So it's always a little bit of exogenous factors also impacting the bull market end.
Okay. And what's your strategy for this year? And I'm sorry, I'm just catching up a little bit on you as I've had already the rest of the guests. Like, how are you trading this year? Are you just stacking them Bitcoin? Are you prepping yourself for a war still? Or are you just going crazy right now? Think about people that have money on the side right now.
Yeah.
How would you play out the rest of this year?
I actually,
would you just slowly accumulate, or would you just we're in the bottom range now, just get in and just wait? What's your thoughts on
for
that?
me, there is not much accumulation going on because I'm all in, right? Like, I don't really have any money to accumulate. All I can do is more business, of course, to accumulate. That's possible. But then, of course, within my portfolio allocation, I can make changes to more towards altcoins, less towards altcoins. And I actually had some US dollar tether on the sideline, not crazy, but just some here and some there. And I deployed that into altcoins, and I also bought some altcoins with Bitcoin in the last few weeks. I bought Aptos.
Okay, so you're in and just waiting patiently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just waiting patiently.
And
basically,
do you regret not taking that much profits the last bull market? Like, have you thought of a little bit of a different strategy going into the next?
No, because
Bitcoin does decide to go to 100K. Like, how was the last bull market to you? Like, you know what I mean? Are you changing anything? I think it's important because if the market wakes up at any point, it's sort of what it does to you. It just jumps out of nowhere. And that's when it catches you off guard and you just go into this like frothing mode by the mouth where you're just drooling the whole time and you look at all those dreams. Like, was there any big lessons you learned from the last one that you're not going to do this time?
Yeah, good question, man. I see I have 2% left on my phone, so maybe I'm just gonna answer this question. I would love to stay
No
on for
problem,
longer,
brother.
but it's a great question. And yes, I had learnings. So overall, I'm not gonna change my strategy. My strategy is holding, but I want to distinguish more in the next bull cycle between Bitcoin and altcoin. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoin, so to speak. So this holding strategy will, for me, only apply for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I learned in the last cycle that I should have taken more profits on crypto, on altcoins, not into US dollar, because that's actually what I want to escape, right? You're not like selling something buying something with US dollar just to like sell it to get more of the BS, which you actually escaped in the first place. So from that regard, I'm not gonna sell into US dollar, but I'm gonna sell my altcoin profits, whether it's like Fractures, Aptos, or whatever, into Bitcoin, into Ethereum. That's the learning I have. And that was kind of a small mistake I had, because even like NFTs, my address is pretty legendary because I've never sold an NFT. I only bought, which is beautiful, right? Fits to my strategy, but also my NFT portfolio went down from like $30 million or something, more than 90% down to like 2 point something million. I didn't even check now, but it definitely a crazy loss. Like that's some big amount of money.